What's up guys, and welcome to the next episode in the Avatar Month character study series. Today we begin with my other favourite character, Asami Sato, and in particular the strength that she has in her compassionate nature as a character. So today we're talking about Asami and the importance of compassion. Now, compassion is something that not many people would consider to be probably even part of Asami's character, or even something that is important. But compassion is something that I find drives Asami as a character throughout the entire series. It is her biggest motivator for everything she does in her life. On occasion it can cloud her judgment, on others it can make sure that it isn't clouded. Asami has been one of the kindest and biggest supporters of everyone in the new Team Avatar. Her compassion has led her to housing Mako and Bolin when they became essentially homeless after the pro-bending arena was blown up. Her compassion allowed her to not hate Korra for Mako and her's romantic interest in each other, even when Mako was with her, and she was technically within her right to dislike them both. Later on in the seasons, her compassion wins out in her not holding grudges against other people, similar to Katara and her way of forgiveness. And even her compassion allows her to put everything that could have happened with Korra and their past behind her and become her friend and care about her, and even willingly consider giving up on her company for a long period of time to help her through her recovery. Everything about Asami is compassion, and it is important. But to start, we have to look at where she started and where her compassion originally came from. And for me, I think that's with her mother's death. Her mother was killed by a bender, and unlike her father, Asami didn't allow that to cloud her judgment of benders. Instead, for me, I believe it helped her understand compassion more. Maybe she was angry to start with that a bender killed her mother, but as we see her in book 1 and throughout the series, her being a non-bender is a benefit to her, and her being friends with benders is also a benefit. It not only helps her improve her understanding of machinery and of people, but I think it also drives her compassion and is probably one of the reasons why she didn't end up like her father. When her father asked her to join him because of what all these benders have done to their family, there was never a consideration for her that she would join him, because she knows it's wrong. People are people. There is no division, or at least there shouldn't be. And turning on one another isn't going to change anything. Like I mentioned, compassion has occasionally been a negative for her, in that her compassion and her need to help people has often clouded her judgment. In book 2, when her company is failing because of what her father did, it clouds her judgment when it comes to Varric and leads to her basically being tricked and misled and nearly losing her company again after having everything stolen. And then when Varric comes in to save the day, her compassion and the fact that everything she's building is to help people. The moment he steps in, she takes it without question because she wants to help. So much so that she doesn't see Varric's agenda. In book 3, her friendship with Korra becomes more prominent. There was a past, not even a rivalry, because they were never rivals with each other. While they may have been frustrated about their romantic elements with Mako, they never took it out on each other. And with Asami, her friendship with Korra in book 3, they have many moments together of making jokes about this past relationship and the fact that Asami doesn't resent Korra. In fact, she feels like they are friends. And as such, this compassion towards Korra of their friendship and having the fact that their past doesn't cloud this future leads to her risking her own life against the Red Lotus to rescue Korra, saving her and all these men who had kidnapped her and Korra from the desert without a second thought, the men who put them both in chains. She helps them escape with her and Cora. She doesn't leave them behind because she is a compassionate person. Then, when Cora is hurt, as we see, and as I mentioned, she considers giving up her career to go and look after Cora in the South Pole. No doubt about it. Her compassion there was that she wanted to help Cora through what was going on. And then at the same time, when she wasn't able to do that, she spent the next 3 years rebuilding Republic City, making it more accessible and available to everyone, helping equality begin to build in that city by making things accessible for those who it normally wouldn't have been accessible for. Because that's what Asami does. She has used the tragedy of her past to change the future. She has learned what she has experienced to help others who may be experiencing something similar rise above it, in a sense, similar to what she did with her father. And in book 4, when she meets her father again on various different occasions, she is angry and frustrated, justifiably, because this is the man that she has loved, has looked up to for most of her life. And now she can't even bear to hear or look at him, because to her, he has dishonoured her mother's memory by using her mother's memory to further his own agenda instead of going out to help others like she has done. But even then, in that moment where she passes him back his letters, she cries because she still loves him. She still wishes things were different and that they weren't in this position. But at this point in time, she's not sure if she can forgive him. And then eventually, when they are working together and he is making a difference because he wants to help people, her compassion again wins out because she's seeing that he has changed. And it's similar to Katara and forgiveness again. Katara is able to forgive when she sees that a person has changed. And that is the same with Asami. It happens with Varric as well. Varric has screwed everyone over at some point, including Asami and all of her friends. And yet she sees that he is making a difference in some way and trying to help. So she forgives him. And she does the same with her father. She does the same with so many people. Forgiveness and compassion are one and the same in some forms. Asami just has more of the compassionate side because her love and care for people is what drives her action and drives her way of being. Asami's compassion is how she is able to figure out how to help people. For Republic City, it was to help rebuild it, to help build over the scars and make something beautiful that is accessible for all. For her friends, especially with Mako and Bolin, it was just being their friends and understanding when they make mistakes and just being there for them, and in some cases providing a home for them when she can. For Cora, it was literally being a shoulder for her. In book 3 and book 4, every interaction they have with each other is helping build one another up. With Cora and Asami, Asami knows when Cora needs someone to talk to, and so she goes there to have an excuse in some sense to speak with her, to understand what's going on and offer advice when she can. She watches over her when she goes into the spirit world. She makes sure she's okay, and in the end she is understanding her struggles, and Cora in turn has learnt this compassion from Asami and is understanding her struggles as well. And it's in that final moment that they find compassion and care for each other and understand that they are both feeling that. And just as a whole, if it wasn't for Asami, I think the whole of the new Team Avatar would really have struggled to understand the world. Because while they all are compassionate in their own way, Asami taught them compassion and how to empathise and sympathise with those around them. Because Asami is the true symbol of compassion in Legend of Korra. But what do you guys think? Do you think Asami is all about compassion, and was she an important part for Team Avatar with that character trait? Whatever the case, let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to join me next week when I move on to the next character study for Avatar month. So hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already. And drop a thumbs up if you haven't also, because, you know, that would be nice. Like I always say, in the description box you will find the links to all of my social media, my merchandise store and my Patreon, where you can support me on Patreon and get early access to videos if you are interested in such a thing. And like I said, be sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, so you can know when new videos are out. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time.